Welcome back into the Sports Source. This segment brought to you by Southeast Termite and Pest Control. Every year I take advantage of these folks' fall invader treatment, and it works. Before I use these guys, I'd have ladybugs and stink bugs come into the house. Not anymore. No more. Plus, they're great for just normal, everyday pest control. I've used them for years. You should too. Hire the team I trust with my home, Southeast Termite and Pest Control. Back with the VFLs and Sterling Hinton. All right, that's enough.
I love it.
Let me hit pause before we get to a bad line. Pause. Okay. Guys, I'm finding this team fun to cover. And I said that this week on Twitter when I saw a comment. But they're 4-4, but they fight in every game. It's players who chose not to transfer. They chose to stay here and wear the orange. You know, I going into the season, I thought, you know, don't go to a bowl game this year. Take your ban now. Just get it out of the way. One, maybe you're holding out that the NCAA is toothless and you're not going to take a ban. But at this point, I wouldn't take the ban because I would like to see these guys get rewarded, even if it's just a trip to Shreveport. Yep. This bunch deserves a free watch and a trip somewhere. So I would like to see that. But anyway, a pair of tweets I saw this week kind of sum up this team. Ryan McGee, who went to UT, he was over there when I was there, works for the SEC Network and ESPN. He said yesterday, said it on Marty and McGee this morning from Oxford, and it still stands. Tennessee reminds me of Ole Miss last year. Little depth, a lot of work to do, but even in losses, they're entertaining. They're part of the conversation. It's been a minute, and by a minute, I mean most years since 2004. And then here's a comment that I really love. Let's put this up here. This is from Wes Rucker, tweeted this out from GoVols247.com. From Velus Jones, asked about Joe Milton not throwing the ball in the end zone on the last play versus Ole Miss. And Velus Jones says, we've all made mistakes. I dropped a punt in that same game. We still need Joe. Joe will be there for us. Let me tell you, I don't know what Velus Jones, if he's not in the NFL next year and he's still around Knoxville, I'm booting one of you guys. We're putting Velus Jones in. That's tremendous. I mean, I'll let you players talk about it, but there's a camaraderie with this bunch at this point in the season that I think shows through on the field. It shows in the way they're still fighting late. Very impressed by this team. Your thoughts?
The family demeanor on a team is, and I've grown up this way. It takes you into the game 2-3-0 before kickoff. I just believe that. I mean, I've won more games with people that are against people that are better than me, but I was better that day. And that's because my brothers got into the fight with me, and we made it happen that day. I've always been a person that said a team that sticks together wins together, and you'll win more together the more tighter you are.
And I think adding on to that, the way that you get that relationship you're talking about is you got to go through something thick. You got to go through something hard. Marlon and I obviously really good friends. It seems like every single time that we meet up, you just think about what we went through with 5 head coaches, and you look at what this team's gone through with Pruitt and everything else. They went through the thick. They built the camaraderie, but then more importantly, this coach has come in with proper leadership. And he's showing them what it means to love for your teammates in that type of stuff.
Well, 3 head coaches. Yeah. It was bad. It wasn't 5. Well, 3 head coaches.
Well, if you count the interns. Sorry. Kippy Brown and Jim Taylor.
Oh, okay. There you go.
I think, too, this coach is, you know, he was on the national championship team. He also realizes what's it take. And it's not just Jimmy and Joe's, but you got to get the guys playing together. And if you don't do that, then you have a bunch of stars and you're going to lose a couple of games. You won't lose a lot, but you have to figure out that a team that comes together to win a national championship is a hard chemistry to recreate. I mean, that's why Saban's so magical at what he does, is because it's not just about having the most talent. Yeah. It's about getting guys that are not the A player to play their role and play that role well in supporting cast. And getting people to take their selfish motivations and point them better towards the team, that's a key. And that's what this team has done. This team is rotating guys in that are playing their parts and not infighting for more. They're doing what they got to do.
Marlon?
Culture is everything. Culture is that, and this is what this speaks to, that tweet. It stands out like crazy because you can now look at that and say the culture at Tennessee is starting to get back to where it's supposed to be. As a former player, I looked up to these guys because they had played before, and so I knew when I signed on, I'm not signing on for my own stats and my own name. It's culture. And so right there, what you see with what's going on right now, the way we're fighting, the way we're competing in games that we should not be in, that's culture. That's a speak to what the coaching staff is doing, is getting these guys to believe into each other and understand that family atmosphere.
It's impressive this year. Now I'll say this: you've still got four games to go.
Yep.
He's going to have to continue to do this moving forward. When you are bringing in guys who think they're going to get playing time and all this, you're going to have to juggle that. And there's going to come a time when you're pressed more to be the disciplinarian, and you can't be the guy who brings out the dodgeball for everything.
Yeah.
He's going to have to adjust and do things different. But so far, punching all the right buttons on and off the field, it would seem. And those kind of comments, like from Velus Jones, I just think that's a good leader on your team, boy.
And that's his brother.
Taking the blame and passing the credit has always been a key thing.
Yeah.
You've had a couple of coaching staffs that came in here that was take all the credit, pass all the blame.
Right.
And so hopefully getting out of that and creating that culture is a whole lot better for teamwork.
Here's what I say to when you say those big time names come in here. What happens is, and these guys can tell you more than anything else because we hear the stories, there's a group of guys in that locker room that understand the way we're going to play, the mindset we're going to have, and what you're going to bring to the team. And so that group of guys go in and make sure, hey, yes, you're a great player, but at the same time, this is what we do here at Tennessee. And again, that's culture.
Yep. Very good. All right, when we come back, we'll take a look at what Tennessee's past and future foes did yesterday, but more importantly, is Tennessee a top 7 team in the SEC right now? They're 4-4. Are they top 7 in the SEC, or at least ballpark to that? We'll discuss. Going back.